Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamid.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan.
Mike.
Nice one, dear.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar.
This is Sunny Haldon.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
Mine is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Hotline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel the hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Marina hapon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. It's a wonderful day. And if you look at how I'm a little bit, not actually stressed, but tired, my voice, it's because I just completed the second day of my webinar on succession planning. You know, the time that I was an inquirer, I am not a morning person, but this time that I do webinars, I was up at 6 o'clock, which is very rare, and I was already on camera at 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I was up 8 o'clock. We have lots of things to discuss. And I was talking with Direct Jay. You might even have this dedicated 2 days in a week. And I'm planning that the consultations can be done Thursdays and Saturdays so that we can have time to share, discuss things through the comment section to the chat box. And you can be the invited consultants, resource persons to issues on HR or issues in our working life. So we have two questions at stake for today. And these are actually very personal. These were actually called to me. One, a student of mine from ECOP, that is the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. And the other one is a student of mine in PIMAP. I teach in the certification program. I do webinars. And this is actually first, so that you can be ready. First is on how to deal with a tenured supervisor who lately has become inefficient. And the other one later will be, I would like you to share what are your thoughts on an HR person who was asking me, sir, is it time to leave? First, I would like to greet all the viewers now. This is the live streaming. Can you at least say hello and tell us, share your thoughts on how are we going to deal with somebody who you feel is fast becoming inefficient and ineffective. My friend Obit Policarpio is here, and I'm very sure he can be our key resource person today, because this is more on problem of management on their leaders. Also problems of employees. How are you going to deal with somebody who is already getting a little bit inefficient? So while waiting for your comments, I'm waiting for our friends. Let me start. There is what we call the Peter's principle. That the tendency is that you have that desire, that energy, that motivation to prove to people, to work, to be engaged. But people as we are, there is the time that it tapers. That is what the principle, it's a plateau, wherein you need a lot of emotional intelligence, a third dimension, which is self-motivation. Just imagine you wake up early in the morning, day in and day out, and this is for 12, 18, 20 years, doing the same output at the same place. I don't know who coined that. Hindi naman daw si Einstein Doing the same thing at the same time and producing the same result is insanity. So the problem that was phoned into me was, how are you going to deal with a supervisor who has been with you tenured and you trust them, but you can see that he's not effective anymore. He's not efficient anymore. Can we ask your comments here? Can we have comments from Obet? And we are still waiting for our guests to come in. It is actually from all angles. It can be the problem is from within on the individual. The problem can be from management itself. Or the problem can be from everybody, culture. But it is obvious somebody is getting inefficient. Just like at home. Just like at home. You can sense that your helper, or maybe you still love each other, but there is something wrong. Or with the restaurant that you're eating, because you've been going there, you're already a suki. The customer service is not so delightful anymore. PP Obet, can you share with us, how do you deal with somebody? But I'm already giving a clue. It can be on the person, it can be from management, because this is an engagement problem. This is a moral problem when it's come to culture. This is a motivation problem. Okay, we have guests already coming in. Can you help me? Again, I will continue for those who just came in. There is a phone in coming from a student of mine who is a COO, the child of the owner. Then they have tenured supervisors, and lately they were found, you can feel it, that there have been inefficiency and effectiveness. So can we have Michelle? Hello, from Colorado. A tired supervisor, individual, family member needs first to be privately approached by a concerned friend, co-worker, and partner. Yes, Michelle. Wow, we have somebody from Colorado. Thank you. Yes, and this is a problem actually. That includes me and you, even myself. You don't actually wake up every day. Diba? There are times that you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. It's a bad hair day. Can we spot on again what Michelle? Michelle, you can understand Tagalog, no? Okay. So yeah, I think the first one is that you are setting the tone. A friend, privately, or maybe the first one should ask. As I told them, Michelle, it can be from within, it can be from management, the one who's motivating, or it can be the culture. Right. So Hides Diagmel, yes, from the Pollock. Hides, hello. Join us. It's a consultation day, and the problem is you're an HR. You can see somebody is getting inefficient, or you yourself, you feel that you're getting inefficient. So Rina Rivero. Oh, Rina, thank you for being with me. You know, yes, last night, I was really looking at you because I want you to be with me. With Rina is actually a very, engaged with Pops. Rina, the problem is somebody is getting inefficient, and what should we do? What should management do? What should a person do? Or what should we do with the culture? So pinpoint the critical incidents of the inefficiency. Right. Nandun pa lang tayo, ha? Can we spot on, Rina? Rina? Yeah, pinpoint the critical incident of the inefficiency. You're referring, Rina, now to the one who sees it. So maybe it's the boss. Yes. And you know, it will be a disservice if you can feel somebody is getting efficient and you are not telling it to them. Even in relationships, even at home, you can feel that the adobo is not anymore palatable, or even in the suki, you can see. Siguro, pero Rina, can you tell us how will you do it that it will not really hurt that person? Somebody is getting inefficient. Then dito muna tayo, behavioral muna. Then later on, I would like to ask you on what other technical or mga operations or training. Okay. This is a nice topic that we're having here. So Rina, Michelle, can we go back to you? Yung sabi ni Michelle, PPO, but I would like to know your thoughts on this. I know you're the subject matter expert on this. Somebody is getting inefficient. Yun lang ang nasabi sa akin. How are we going to do it? So this one, the one who called up is actually the COO. So nakikita niya. And he doesn't want to hurt kasi tenured. Matagal na. So, yes, can we spot on kay Rina muna? Kay Rina. Rina? Yes. Yes, the immediate superior to identify. Yes. It might be one-offs and if it is worth coaching or giving a feedback to the person. So, feedbacking. So, nakikita ko dito, Rina, there should be a set mentoring later on. Pero at this time, it's feedbacking. Ano ba ang tama? Counseling muna? Or mag-mentoring or mag-coaching? Iba-iba yun, ha? Kakasabi ko lang yun sa webinar ko. There's a difference between coaching and there's a difference with mentoring and there's a difference between counseling. Alam mo, ang nakikita ko rin, ang may problema, yung nakakapuna. Di ba napuna mo? Yes. Okay. But Michelle here has a comment. Can we spot on Michelle? How do you pronounce your family name, Michelle? Yes, it needs to be addressed by the person who notices it. Gentle as someone who cares for the person. So dapat this is now a communication problem. No? Kasi it's not nice that the person actually who is having that issue should be the last to know. Give feedback. Sabi ni Rina, give feedback first. Give feedback first. Rina, can you share how should it be done? Kasi there should be techniques. There should be a way of telling somebody who has been with you in the company but you feel that he's getting inefficient. Jamie is here. I cannot pronounce your family name. Noon pa yun. Yes, agree. Feedback is a gift. Yes. Oo nga naman. Feedback is a gift. Michelle, you pronounce it Maras. Maras. Good. Okay, thank you, Michelle. She's from Colorado. Yes, Michelle. By the way, Michelle, my niece is in Colorado also. Si Jamil. She's married to a shippy. Rina, cite the situation, the behavior, and the impact of this. Thank you, Rina. O yan, kunin ninyong consultant si Rina at kasama ako. Cite the situation, pero siguro there should be a way, kasi sabi ni Michelle, should be gentle, diba? Dapat private, dapat wag naman malang shaming. Cite the situation, and then the behavior. Siguro, pwede over a cup of coffee, pwedeng, huwag naman principal's office. Am I right? Tell me if ano. Yung para bang you call them and you ask them to go to your office and then you are face to face and you start telling them. Para bang even kung sabihin sa akin, I will have, nagkaroon ba akong experience ng gano'n? Sino bang nagkaroon ng experience ng gano'n? Anyway, sabi ni Jamie, given feedback is a skill. I know that. And all skills, it takes practice to get it right. O yan, kunin mo na kami. Si Rina, ako, magturo po lang kung may problema ka po. Kasi somebody should really teach you. There should be what you call a mentoring program. Not only the program that's set, at a trainer's training program for mentorship. Kasi giving feedback is a skill. Ito na yung ano nga yun yung 1-minute manager, di ba? Can somebody share that, yung 1-minute manager when it's a sandwich? If you know that, anybody who knows from our, Wow, Michelle, I am the host of Mental Shift. Oh, Michelle, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very sorry, nadaanan ko yon, but I was not able to finish your show. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, watch There's another show on TNC that's the mental shift. Rina, can we go back? Informal, like a casual conversation first. Yeah, I do that, Rina. I had that before with one of my managers when I was with Inquirer. You know what I did? I asked her to ride into my car and we talked casually. And then I told them. And then she got angry to me, Rina. We had a small spot in the car. And you know, I had that because I teach that. I had that ingredient, which I do. Mental shift, Michelle. Yung nag-shift siya eh. Mindset. Yun ang sinabi ko. You know why I'm doing this? Because I love you. Ay, Jamie, kilala mo yan. Kilala mo yung pinagsasabihan natin. Sabi ko, you know why I'm doing this to you? Why I'm having time? Why I'm getting all my, because I love you. And then we talk. But it was in private. The purpose of giving feedback is to improve the situation or the person's performance. You won't accomplish that by being harsh, critical, or offensive. Yes, nailed talaga. Being harsh, ethical, and offensive. Sabi nga ni what Michelle was, that there is that word, gentle. Kasi talk private, if you go through the chain of command first, animosity and warping of the issue becomes blown out of proportion. Yes, when you start, diba, having what you call, going into the, what you call that, the informal communication process, then you're creating another problem. You call that here, I don't know if you know that, Michelle, chismis, diba? Then it becomes what you call the informal communication. So I have to talk in private. So what else? Yes, my best friend, Femery, which I would like to be one of the guests of an episode, is here. CICP as a model for conducting meaningful conversation. Hoy, ano nga, Femery, can you, yeah, CICP. Can you tell us what CICP means? Because I don't want to be magkamali. CICP is a training agency, and they conduct meaningful conversation, which we call 4 E's of conversation: engage, enable, energize, and empower. Ay, kasama yan sa PAPSA. Kami naman, what do you call this? Expertise, eloquence, ethics, enterprising, and extension. Wow! Thank you for sharing, Femery. Engage, enable. Can we go back? Can you spot on, Femery? Engage, the one. Engage, enable, energize, and empower. I think that is very, mayroon ding another model, yung DDI, what do you call that nga? Yung interactive management. But CICP has. So we can endorse you to that. It's a big company, actually, the one who called me, Femery. But it is an assembly company. Mayroon silang mga managers who grew up from the ranks, and they have been there for the longest time. And then nafe-feel niya na medyo nag-taper na. Nag-Peter's principle. So thank you for sharing that, Femery. So then can we go to Rina? Common human behavior to be defensive. Right. For all of us here, let us share this later on. Right. So which is why there should be, this is very crucial, that there should be a trainer's training, or CICP can have it. There should be a trainer's training on how we are going to do counseling, mentoring, and coaching. And then, of course, let's not forget what Michelle is doing, the mind shift, the mindset. Michelle, for your info, when I was president of PMAP, that was my theme. Changing, unlocking your mindset. Can you still remember that, Jamie? Unlock your mindset to add value. Okay, then we have sandwich feedback. Yes, bread, nice. Meat, the issue. Bread, the improvement. Very good. Yes. That is actually the 1-minute manager, and this is the sandwich feedback. The bread, of course, you have to tell, how are you? Oh, thank you for following the social distancing, the physical distancing. Nice muna. Then the meat, the issue. But it seems that There are times I notice, bahala ka na kung anong sabihin mo, then the bread. Right. So, ang dami na natin, from Femery, engage, yung ease, engage, enable, energize, and empower. Kay Michelle, thank you for sharing the bread and the meat and the bread, and which is actually the nice and the issue and the improvement. Then we have from Heidi, Hides, I agree. Give feedback, but make sure to give feedback at the right time and with the right approach. Oo nga, kasi you will be hurting people. We call that in the dialect, manganganak. Manganganak. Then there will be another problem. So that has to be thought of, and you really have to prepare yourself how you're going to do it. I remember with interaction management, share with us, Femery, dapat gagawa ka pa ng script and how you're going to do it. I am not making stories. You really have to make a script. So even with fighting with your husband or your wife or telling this to your children, you must have a script so that you may know that it is well thought of. Then we have from Femery, Center for Innovation, Change, and Productivity. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to share this. If you are interested of that model, if you have problems on, actually this is behavioral, this is actually a communication problem for mentoring, counseling, why don't you, Diyos ko, marketing person ako ng CICP, dapat may commission ako. But you know, this is it. The episode is this. Kasi we need help. We need outside help. And why not? It's available. It's available. Okay. Then, HROD and management. Michelle is back. Mindset. Power is in attitude. Right. You know, Michelle, I do a lot of webinars. And in my introduction, I always have a slide or two on mindset. It's either you unlock or you change your mindset. Just like now, because I always introduce that for the VUCA. How are you going to make yourself ready, future-proof yourself if you don't change your mindset? Okay, so, but we go back. Okay, Maricor is here. Thank you, Maricor. Maricor, we are now discussing that problem of a COO with a long-standing supervisor, and the supervisor is already, parang he feels getting inefficient. And the conversation is very engaging. Okay. We have here from Jamie. Tama, can you spot on Jamie? Tama, Sir Jesse, prepare. You need to be clear about what you are going to say. This will help you to stay on track and stick to the issues during the feedback session. Right, Jamie? Because you know, sometimes we feel that we are so, especially if you are seasoned, already seasoned na nga, but you feel that you're very sure of yourself. But in the course, remember, it's a conversation. You are not sure of what will be the response, what will be the reaction. So you have to prepare for it. There should be a science on it, which is why, tama yung sinabi ni Femery, you follow a framework. The 4 E's, or you follow the sandwich, sabi ni Michelle. Because you just don't blurt out, or else you'll be harsh. You'll be harsh. Okay. Apple, always learning while listening. Of course, Apple. Yeah. But you know, Apple, I like the photos that you have. Very nice, very nice. There is a little bit drama in the photos and it's very professional. So let us try to go back into this. So that person, kasi I would like to himayin natin. I hope Michelle can understand himayin. Let's go deep into the discussion. 3 angles. One on the person. The other one is on the one who recognize the issue, and the other one is the culture. That one on the person we already have. And then what I want is what is going to do, it's actually feedbacking. It's actually maybe counseling. One is it can be part of the mentoring, and then of course coaching. Now, if that person knows already, what should that person do? Ito naman dun sa person. So sana si PPO, but I would like to hear. One of the key principles of DD's interaction management is maintain and enhance self-esteem. Oh, that will be our keyword. Thank you, Femery, for this, which should be observed particularly in provided feedback. Of course. Kasi you're going to hurt the person. Self-esteem. Sometimes it's forgotten now. With the millennials and the zillennials, they've forgotten the word moral. And what comes with moral is self-esteem. We're very good at shaming people, bullying people. Ay, naku talaga, ranting. Naku, Femory, thank you that. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. For mentioning this. Kasi self-esteem is actually, yung grace. Diba? You don't have to hurt the other person on the other side. So you have to look. The self-esteem is not yours. Ito yung tinatawag na yung I feel good, he feels good. I feel good, he doesn't feel good. Diba? Yung exchanges. So yes, si Michelle can understand. So yeah. So paano naman doon sa tao? So if you're now going to advise that person, paano yung tao to improve, to shift, to pivot? Hindi change na. To pivot from, or to bounce back to what he has been doing before. Kaya nga Peter's principle eh. Ano kaya mga intervention? Is it because yung salary? Or is it because there is somebody coming in? There is competition for the younger ones? Or is it because tinamad na lang? So what are the motivating interventions that the person, that the CEO could do for that? This is supervisory. This is actually leadership development. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me here? Any of those in the chat, we are having a good conversation. Ano kaya dapat ang sabihin niya? Sabi niya, oo nga sir talaga eh. Napuna ko. Oh yes sir, I agree with you. I am a little bit slow already. Okay, so what comes next? What should the COO give? So that after this, we can move on to the other question. Kasi 12:32 na pala. Discover the source of the issue. Right. Ang ganda ni Michelle. Discover the source of the issue. And that can be from the conversation, I think, Michelle. And can you help me? What are the usual issues? It can be work itself. The work is not anymore engaging. Or it can be the extrinsic, the salary itself. Or it can be the management. Speak to discover the why behind the lack of performance. Right. Oh, nako, we have to share this because we are learning a lot from this. Speak and discover the why behind the lack of performance. Diba? It is not just telling him that he is not doing well. Dapat there should be an action. There should be at least, what do you call that? An intervention. There should be a suggestion. O now we have to handhold that person. Kasi malay mo talaga, is actually drifting already. And it's our job, it's our duty. Tired, family. Can we spot on Michelle? Tired, right. Can I expound it to what Michelle? Tired, might be getting old, or might be because of the pandemic. Look at me. I cannot really now do a face-to-face training from 8 to 5. It's so taxing, Michelle. So when I ask those that are asking me to do webinars, I tell them half days for a different session. So tiredness is, yes, getting old, might be. And so siguro, suggestion can be take supplements, take a walk. Then family, yes, family are getting bigger, family getting older. Diba? O nag-menopause, that was our discussion last time. Then the environment. The culture has changed. Yes, and this is very deep, Michelle. Thank you for sharing this. This is now what you call the working with the multi-generational workforce. Diba? We have what you call the traditional, traditional, then we have the baby boomers, then we have the X, then we have the millennials, and then we have the zillennials. Can we have Michelle? Can you spot on again, Michelle? Because I'm trying to expound on it. Direct, and we have that one. Then before that, hindi ko natapos before that. Yung sinasabing niya, tired environment, then feels underappreciated. Yan ang gusto ko. Diba? Yeah. For all of those who are listening to us, sometimes in the family, you don't appreciate your husband anymore. Or sometimes your children, they are getting old. When they were growing up, you cuddle, you hold, you hug them. Now that they are old, you usually try to shame, bully, and then nako. Kaya dapat underappreciate. I love Michelle. Be with us every Thursday. I love your thoughts. Underappreciated. Then emotionally tired. This is emotionally intelligence. Yes. You know, of the 5, because I do this in my webinars, of the 5 dimensions, Goldman's emotional intelligence, that self-motivation is the most difficult. How are you going to motivate yourself? So much external stress. Alam mo, I would like to listen from Maricor. Maricor can come in here kasi you have to be spiritual pagdating yan. Remember the prayer of, what is that? Saint Therese of Avila. Only God suffices. Well, anyway, we can go to that in one episode. The main message could be that you care and want to help the person grow and develop. That is what I did kay Jamie. Set goals and make plans to monitor and evaluate the supervisor's progress. Remember, this is actually yung attitude, knowledge, and skills. You have to really look at the why. Let's go back to what Michelle as malay mo, because of technology, that is why it's becoming inefficient because hindi na nakaka-catch up. Mayroong HRIS na siguro. Mayroon ng mga apps. At sabi naman ni Jamie, right. Yes, Caroline Francia Bililuz, less support. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by less support? If you cannot get the support, what is this? You have been asking from family partner. If you cannot get the support, you have been asking from family. Oh, okay. Okay, it's still a conversation that you have to be transparent and then you ask for support. Yes, this is now for the individual. And I think, again, the person can tell us, what do you call that? In psychology, these are, what is that? Support system. Support system. You can tell. So you try why, and then you can suggest that they have to, I'm using a Google widen their locus of control. Diba? Sabi niya, if you have some problem in technology, you can ask help. You have some problem in your family, you can just tell us. Engage in a heartful conversation and mutually agree on the courses of action. I like that word, mutually agree. That are keys to resolve conflicts with openness, humility, patience, respect, and dignity. Right. Right. So yun. So it's part of actually interaction management. It's part of what you call conversation. We call it, what do you call that family? Critical conversation, persuasive conversation. It's part of the 1-minute manager. But we are all in agreement that there should be what you call an exchange, a communication. You have to address it because you feel it, because it's actually, it's happening. The performance is at stake. Hello, Joanne Rosary. Congratulations again. Joanne is a, just like Maricor, are trustees of PIMA. Okay, so yes. So thank you for giving us suggestions. I'm very sure that the person who is actually having that problem is will view this, because I told him that we are going to discuss it. And next time I would like to ask what other interventions, yung structured interventions to do this. Kasi now we are dealing just for one supervisor. What it will become parang it's a situation. Everybody is fast becoming inefficient and there is a moral problem. So siguro there should be an OD structured intervention that must be done. Let's have a break. When we come back, mas maganda po. Kasi ito naman, totoo ito, somebody called me, a student of mine who is an HR, and he just told me, sir, is it time for me to leave? I would like to know your inputs or insights on this. Diba? Napaka-romantic. Sabi ko nga kay Direct J, well, it can be in a relationship, but this is actually work. Okay. What are the situations? What are the conditions that you will try to, kasi this is now that portion of career. How will you gauge if it is time for you to live? Let us look at this on a structure. Femery, can you share with us that development framework that we are, pero huwag mong ilay. Okay, pero may sinabi pa rito si Joanne and then si Michelle, all interaction must be with empathy. I love that word. Hindi ko yan nasabi. Buti you reminded me. Empathy. Michelle, you are in the States. Help us try to make this, we have that in the Philippines. What we call that? Malasakit. Diba? Kaizen is even that one of BTS in Korean, it's now worldwide. Let's try to promote that empathy, that distinct Filipino trait of malasakit. Then you can start that conversation. I like that you reminded that. You can tell that to your, may malasakit ako sa'yo. Diba? With hindi ka dapat mag-harass. Kasi kung hindi, tatanggalin kita. Wag. Bad yun. So, interaction with empathy. So, I like you, I love you, and I would like that you have to stay with us, be with us, with the company, until you retire. Very good. So let's have a break. Papapagalitan pa ako ni Apple. It is watching. And then when we go back, let's shift to that call, to that issue. Now, when is it? When is the time? Should I leave now? Yung tanong nan. Tell me, Sir Jesse, is it time for me to leave? Yung pala yung tanong niya. Okay. Direct, can we have the break? Don't leave. Go. Wonderful shows of TNC, the new channel. Direct, can we have the poster so that I can invite them to watch the various shows, the notable personalities and their stories on the big picture, Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. The family business is everyone's business on Saturdays. Success stories on the fourth project, Saturdays at 6 p.m. Beauty beyond what your eyes can see, Usapang Beauty on Saturdays. Time to hear positive news, the COVID stories on Saturdays. Life turnaround stories on U-turn Mondays and Thursdays. The home buyer guides you to a property Mondays and Thursdays. Laugh and learn from the puppet stories on Mondays. Magbenta bumili at tumulong the TNZ Marketplace on Thursdays and Fridays. Your rights at YOLO on Thursdays. Money more on Tuesdays. The stage is yours. The TNZ Talk on Mondays. Chill and boost after shift Wednesdays and Fridays. Strategize and win in life through Win Within. Dream, achieve, nurture, inspire, the Dani Art Show on Fridays. Learn together across borders, foreign affairs. Health is Wealth on Healthline on Wednesdays. Celebrate Women at Work on Saturdays. Have an awesome day on Mondays. Cyber security is key on Cyber NXT. Emerging practical technologies, TechU. Then learn market leader on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Well home brings a well life on Tuesdays. Coping and coupling, couple goals on Wednesdays. Then Michelle is here. Never too late for a mental shift on Tuesdays, or that it will be later on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. And listen to this new generation, the millennial voice on Mondays. And the journey continues on moving on with business. And also catch us on One Day TNC Arena, the TNC Press Con, and the TNC Town Hall. The reason why I call this because I would like really to invite you to be with us and watch us. Okay, so let's go back to our special guests, and these are consultants, and I'm planning by next week we'll have this to Thursdays and Saturdays. Okay, there is a what they call this a comment from Jamie. That's probably one of the main reasons to leave a job when malasakit is done. The one who gave us that is actually empathy coming from Michelle. When malasakit is done. So let us discuss this. An HR telling me, that's an irony, diba? The HR is telling me, so Jess, can you help me? It's like, what is it? Can you tell me, is it time to leave? Okay, I would like to know your insight. Is it time to leave? There are many factors really to discern, to look into when it is time to leave. First, it will be, this one is the person asking, what can you help me? What are the criteria that a person should look into or evaluate or assess na he's leaving? It might be positive. It can be negative. Remember I told you that I had how many? 7 career shifts. I started with government. I started with teaching. Then I moved from one. And with me, my problem is not actually the boss. I left, it's not actually the boss. I left because there was an opportunity. There was an opportunity that, that's very, what do you call this, human. The grass is greener at the other side of the fence. And at the time I was moving up the ladder. So what are your advice, Jamie, Maricor? Kasi this is something that we don't actually, para bang friend tayo nung HR na ito, na, Jamie, tell me, what are the things, tell me, is it my right time to leave? Okay. I told, yung unang tanong ko siya, is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong? Sabi niya sa akin, wala naman po. Wala naman po. Oh, that's a little bit deeper. Because somebody would like to live, but she cannot really fathom what is the why, what is the problem. So we continued the conversation. So what do you think? What is it that... So I would like to hear from you na what is our best advice if somebody asks you if is it time for me to live? Because I started, is there anything wrong? Yun. May ano kay Jamie. True, Sir Jesse. Can you spot on Jamie? True, Sir Jesse, if you believe deep down that you are meant for better, bigger, and more learning, go na. O diba, Jamie? Diba? But it needs a lot of introspection. Psychology. It needs a lot of discerning. Deep down. Kasi baka, it's not, baka naman you venture into it and it will be a failure. That's the downside of it. That's the downside of it. You know, yung sinabi ko, Jamie, is there anything wrong? Wala naman daw. Then I ask him, what are the opportunities? Diba? Diba may makasibihan na, if a door closes, windows open, or another window open, or another door opens. Diba? Kaya tama. So, go for it. It can be positive or negative. Pero siguro, Jamie, to fast track our discussion, dapat mayroon ang isang taong career path. Actually, yun ang pinupuntirya ko. When you say time to leave, may career path. May sinasabi rito si Marie Cor Militante. Discernment prayer is a must in embarking on life changes. So one is guided in his response course of action. I love you, Marie Cor. Totoo. Pero you don't have to, you don't have to, what do you call this, i-corrupt mo yung Lord. Yung meron kang condition. Yung show me a sign. Just the Lord will not show you a sign. Say, show me a sign, a rose or a no. But you just continue praying. A point of reflection, is this God's will? Why is it that you are going, there is turbulence in your heart, right? Is this God's will or my will only? Ay, ang lalim ni Maricor. I love that. Baka ito lang ay desire mo. Makamundong desire. Or just after the money. Or it is God's will. God will translate to peace in your heart with the choice you have made. Diba? Parang ako nag-happen yan, Maricor, sa akin. Sometimes I do not wait that problems will come. I live when it is a little bit stable. When I decided to retire, wala akong problema. Ang umiyak yung aking boss. Parang you live when there is no problem. Pero there should be discernment. You know, Maricor, what I did, I went to a Marian pilgrimage here in Manila. Santo Domingo, Baclaran, and I asked, and you know, saan ko nakita yun, Maricor? Diyan sa sa St. Therese Church here, near the airport. Parang may nagbulong sa akin. Go, Jesse. Yung sinasabi ni Jamie. Go, Jesse. So, yun nga. Is there a problem? Wala. Then you go for it. What for? Yes. So we have here from Michelle. Yes. Can we spot on Michelle? Time for me to leave. There's so many factors involved in that question. Michelle, discuss natin din mamaya sa show mo. My thought is once that thought enters into one's mind, start seeking other opportunities for what is next. Oh yeah, I love that. It's very romantic. It's just like a poem. Di ba? Basta pumasok. Yung tawag ng mga lola ko yan, yung, this is negative, sinaniban. Sinaniban ng demonyo. Parang there is a thought that comes in. I love your thoughts, Michelle. A thought that comes into your mind, start seeking. Why is it that it came into your mind? Maybe an angel is whispering it to you. Why of all the thought? Ang thought of living. There is something in your heart. It is nested in your heart. I love this. Start seeking other opportunities for what is next. So Jamie, si Jamie merong, can we have Jamie's comment here? I'd say to her, If our HR friend feels that she's ready for more exciting things, then don't be ashamed of it or hide from it. Jamie, parang kilala natin, kilala mo ba? Parang hindi. Parang she's still pero she's already an officer. Tama yung ginawa mo niya, sir. She's asking you, Sir Jesse, for advice, and yes, pray. Yeah. Kasi sometimes there are points in our life that you need somebody to guide us. Of course, prayers. Diba? I don't want to venture into this, even in relationships. Diba? Ang mahirap na nagkasumpa ka na on the altar. Diba? But it comes. It comes. Pero sa ang maganda nga with the corporate world, kasi you're empowered. You have the chance to improve yourself. Diba? Seek first your enjoyment. Sino pang mayroon dito? Okay. Jamie, I don't be ashamed of it. Yeah. Of it. As I told you, Jamie, I moved from one and then one thing siguro that I would like to input also. Don't leave an organization wherein you cannot go back. Because that happened to me. But when you leave an organization that the relationship are intact so that you can still go back. Okay. Then Michelle again is nag-input si Michelle. The Lord speaks to us in a whisper. And bako ma-record, say something. We have here a gem. Michelle is telling. I would like to hear from Obet and from Femery. The Lord speaks to us in whisper. Yes, in decision. We have design thinking, critical thinking. We have the Kepner-Trego. We have the maraming sa OD, marami na mga models in our decision making. But Michelle, I love your model. Wait for that whisper from heaven. Actually, that will be my ending sana, pero pinasok na ni Michelle. Okay, yeah. If you are in that, what do you call that? A crossroad in your life? A crossroad in your life? When you want to move on, you want to pivot, you seek somebody's help. Pero make sure that somebody may have a sound mind and balance. And then you seek actually divine intervention. Diba? Kasi yan, time to live. May mga tell me if I'm wrong. Extrinsic ba yun? Intrinsic and extrinsic. May mga reasons. One maybe is salary. The other one is growth. Malay mo, wala na. That's the end of the road. Parang yung position next to that, ang hirap na kunin. So that's another one. And that can be nagkaaway or the work itself. It's not anymore engaging. But these are reasons na in the Philippines. Hindi yan dapat. Kasi I like our conversation ngayon dito. It's more on the individual. The decision kasi you can stay naman eh. Diba? Just like, say, in a relationship, binubugbog na, niya ba telling that, you'll leave your husband. But she would like to stay because of the children. Because she loves the husband. You can stay naman in the organization and then retire in that organization. That's your decision. That is your proactivity, your choice. Pero nga, when that, I like what Michelle told us, a thought comes in. Somebody whispered a thought. What will you do? Okay. So, what else? What else ang dapat natin na i-advise doon sa HR? Jamie, when she called me up, kilala mo naman ako, there was a tear in my eye. Kasi I felt that I was like that before. Yung parang walang problema. You want to stay. You want to stay in that organization because you're comfortable, but yourself would like to live. Yourself, you would like to take other opportunities. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, we need some time, just 5 minutes. Mag-career pathing siya. Can I have your thoughts on this? What are the preparations? or what are the things that that individual should do so that when we advise to her, hindi maglapse, hindi magkamali. I would like to hear, just last, before we do our conclusion. Kasi this is more on career pathing. Okay, I'll start. Dapat tingnan niya muna yung present competencies niya at present qualities niya. And then try to see kung saan man siya pupunta. Will she fit? O just like say, for, kahit na kay Lek, yung anak ni Femery, kung mag-aasawa na yan, ay tingnan mo muna yung yung kultura ng family. Kasi the Kabantak family has a very, very nice culture. Baka pumunta dun si Lek, and Lek will be, I tell this to all my nieces, ang dami naming mga babae sa pamilya. Sabi ko, you have to really discern kung saan ka pupuntang pamilya. Kasi you may not fit in there. Am I right? Tell me. And this is a relationship. Diba? Ganun din sa corporate. Magkamali ka. Hindi ba? Which is nice. Going into a big corporation, I know a lot of people. Si Darwin, kilala ka, hindi man kilala na pumasok siya sa big corporation, nalunod siya. Or should we go to a medium-sized company wherein you are the star. Ay, si Sir Bong ngayon lang pumasok, nakikainis naman. Sir Bong, sa Thursday join ka. Okay, let me see. Revisit personal values, your core. Right. Yan. I don't know if you can, if from pwede si Sir Bong can be one of your counselor or your mentors. Kasi personal values muna. Yeah, it's so nice to advise people to go and live and look for yung parang kantang rivers belong where they can rumble. O na-inspire ako kay Sir Bong. Eagles belong where they can fly. I like to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Ang dali-dali niyan kaya. Pero tingnan mo yung sinabi ni Sir Bong. Austero. Revisit your personal values. Kasi by like seeking for that, baka magkaramali. And your core. Where is it that you will really be happy? This tell you what matters most. I love it. I love it. This tells you what matters most. Kaya makikita mo, yung what matters most, makikita mo yung purpose mo na. Your purpose. Kasi at the end of the day, it's not the money that counts. It's not even the title that counts. It's what actually your contribution that counts at your essence. Ano ba tawag nun, Sir Bong? Yung para bang, kasi kami, lahat na kami we are already retired. Ano ba yung makikita mo doon? Namimiss ko si Grace. Si Grace can also help me here. So, di ba yung really core? Kasi at the end of the day, it's your contribution. It's what you have contributed that matters. That matters. Kasi sometimes, of course, you go up the ladder. Success is just one factor. But, okay. So going back, so the problem is actually, is it time for me to live? And this can happen to you and me. And this is very nice. Siguro we can start a conversation to all our friends. And then, let's have the proper way of guiding. It's not even hand-holding them, just giving them the chance. But I love what Michelle contributed, the whisper from heaven. You must be able to rest with your own thoughts. Yes, coming from what Sir Bong told us, your core. And then after that, yeah, I love that. You're comfortable with your decision. You must be able to rest with your own thoughts. Now, my decision, my proactiveness, my time to venture into the new world, you are rested. You are assured. Of course, it's VUCA. It is something that is uncertain. You do not know the culture that you're going into. Ay, dapat, Michelle, siguro you must be in love. Di ba ganun sa relationship? You must be in love so that whatever obstacles that you will meet, you Obet. Ay, si Obet, kanina ko pa hinihintay. Reassess yourself in terms of mission and goals, strengths and areas of improvement, aspirations and dreams, competencies, and charism. Ay, Sir Obet, can you expound on the charism? Hindi ko maintindihan. Discern after praying and do sensing on the signs of the time. Focus on your goals with discipline. Malalim po ito. Discipline is taking that responsibility, that accountability. Kasi a lot, ang kasi yung discipline na you had an infraction, no? The goals with discipline. You discipline yourself. Kahapon nag-charging ako sa PMAP. Why charging? Charging them of the responsibility. So with that decision, the goals with discipline and determination anchored on inspiration and motivation. That is what I was telling, dapat in love ka eh. Diba? Kawawa na yung tao. I am very sure you had that. Sir Bong, Sir Femery, Obet, Michelle. In your life, there was a time that you are really left na nag-decide ka. Nag-decide ka. Before we go, siguro if you still have time, can you put in what is that greatest decision in your life? Dito sa nilin-discuss natin. Yung time to live. It will be nice. Let it be documented. Have an honest conversation with her boss. Finally honor what she is known to be true about him herself. It's time to make a change. Go, but plan when. Oo nga. Pero, Jamie, dapat very may empathy rin yung boss. Kasi baka the boss may be hurt or the boss may take it on another way when you start telling them of your plans, of your thoughts, baka ma-misinterpret. But if your boss is actually, you're close to your boss and that boss is balanced, please do. Kasi the best thing, parang coaching and counseling na boss. The boss should be the one. But you always be, at the last one who should decide is yours. Yes. So yun. See? 3 minutes more. Mag-overtime tayo ng 3 minutes more. Can we ask, So, nice conversation. What I want to know now from us, make it a little bit personal. Ano yung decision mo na nangyari na you had this? And then share with us. Kahit natapos na tayo rito, so that people can read. These are shared. This live streaming is shared so that they will know na how can they have that pivot in their life, that decision in life na they are assured, sabi nga ni Michelle, that you can rest that your decision is really something that is well thought of. Okay. Meron dito say, best decisions, can we spot on Michelle Maras, please? Best decisions, I moved toward what I feared. By the way, dyan muna tayo. Thank you, Sir Bong Austero. We had an event in PIMAP where all the past presidents were asked to read a poem. And that was a venture of past President Bong Austero. And then, ganun niya, I moved towards what I feared. Roads. Ano ngayon yung poem, dati poem, ngayon poem, di ba? The roads not traveled, di ba? Yes. Move towards what I feared, left my comfort zone, and I become to soar. I love that. Yeah, maybe you challenge yourself. You try to soar and look to something yung, kasi hindi lang maganda, hindi motivating, then you go to something that it's already easy. You know, in my life, I went into something that is always something that will be challenging to me. Kaya you engage in me. Sir Bong, as an input, the new science tells us that each of us has the capability of embodied knowing. Uy, bago ito ha. Sir Bong, can you share with us next time? Ito ang natin na embodied knowing. I think this is OD. When is it time to go? When you are ready to go? When do you know you are ready? When you actually go, when you are sensitive to what your body actually knows, then you just know when it is time to go. Allow me to read it again. The new science tells us that each of us has the capability of embodied knowing. When it is time to go, when you are ready to go? When do you know you are ready? When you're actually going? When you are sensitive to what your body is actually knows, then you just know when it is time to go. What is that, Sir Bong? Inward? I was just like to connect it. Inward mindset ba yun? Pero this one is embodied knowing. You know it for sure. But you know, it requires a lot of discernment, Sir Bong, ha? For siguro you need a lot of yung tinatawag a space and time for you to really think about it so that you have that embodied knowing that it is time. It is time to live. I love that. I love your sharing, Sir Bong. So last, charism. Do I pronounce it properly? Charism? It's not chorism. Charism is the natural intense feeling of doing a main mission. I know kasi you're a former sa seminary. Charism is a natural intense feeling of doing my mission with purpose no matter what the situation I am in, and as long as I have the authentic joy and not simply happiness in what I have decided on, everything what I'm doing. In short, charism is part of responding to a call or a vocation. Oo nga. Oo nga. So it is, you go beyond yung Maslow's hierarchy needs na basic needs. You go yung belonging. It's actually actualization. Trying to discover and trying to mold it. And then you have the freedom, diba? To really attain and be successful of what you want to be. So, it's already 1:11. Thank you very much. I am so honored that we have Past President Obet, Past President Bong Austero, Femari Cabantag, Michelle, Maricor. If I miss you, yung nababasa ko lang dito, that we are in. Again, may we invite you on, it's TTHS, but this one, the sharing, I was advised by our director that we can do this every Thursdays and Saturdays. And then, these are little things that we can think of and we have to share. Please join. And then we need your inputs. Last time, it was about menopause. And there were a lot of ladies who called me, Jessie, you were so what do you call that? You're so fierce and you were so open in this. You're so you're matapang. Now you were able to discuss it. You have to discuss little things that sometimes it is actually an issue. Now it's time to go. Look, ang lalim kaya charism, embodiment. What is that again? Nakalimutan ko na kagad. Embodied knowing, diba? And these are the things that we should share. Jamie, thank you. A lot of things. Jamie, thank you also. Huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to do a conclusion. It's all there. And we have to share this because it's all there. The second issue is actually, it hits all of us. Even now, we are still living and then we are sometimes pressed and we are confronted by situations wherein we have to decide. And so, one of that decision is the time to live. Leave the association, leave the organization, leave the family, or just simple working abroad. Because that is a shift, it's a pivot. Then I love this. Be gentle with yourself, have that charisma, have that look into your core. And I love what Sir Bong shared. That feeling of embodied knowing. Ikaw lang. You know it, that your decision is really good and it is for you. But before you have that, a lot of things that you have to consider. Thank you very much. This is Jesse Rebustillo. Nag-overtime tayo. Just marvelous.